Hi, Violet. I'm Dr. Susan. Welcome to the Be Your Own Brand of Sexy community. We're so happy to have you with us. Now, Violet, I have to ask you a question based on your quiz results. Do you make your dating decisions based on your belief in equality? Did you know that there's a downside to doing that? It's really important for you to know the pros and cons of this approach. Now, if this might sound like you, don't worry. You're in good company. A lot of us are feminists and know that we need to do what we can to encourage powerful women, right? But the problem is, you might think that you're gaining power when you're actually losing power. No feminist wants that. You might even be treating men to treat you badly and take you for granted. You don't want that, do you? Yikes. Could that be happening? Be honest now. Can you relate to Pam's story? Pam met Stephen through friends, and they instantly clicked. Now, since Pam is a modern woman, she felt comfortable asking him out, and they started to see each other regularly. Stephen clearly enjoyed her company, but he didn't make much of an effort to see her. And that didn't bother Pam. She isn't into playing games, and she isn't that big on the romance stuff. So pretty soon, they fell into this weekend routine where he came over, she cooked dinner, he washed her car, and they read books in bed. And after a few months of this, Pam got kind of restless and wanted to change the dynamic. She wanted him to take the initiative and plan some nice dates. And he might make an effort for a little while, but then he went back to his old ways. Pam thinks he's a great guy, and she's been wanting a boyfriend, but she felt really dissatisfied. So what was going on with Pam's relationship with Stephen? Well, their relationship lacked romance. She made all the plans and felt less like his girlfriend and more like his mommy. It seemed logical for her to initiate the relationship, but it ended up really not working for her emotionally. Now, this is a common situation with dating. Two of the biggest casualties of the sexual revolution and the women's movement have been romance and courtship. Many women really want the guy to take the initiative and they want to be pursued, but they aren't sure it's okay to want that because it's so old-fashioned, and holding out for commitment or marriage feels practically medieval to many women. We're just not sure if equality means men and women are supposed to be the same. So women aren't sure if it's okay to want romance. But if you do, you're not alone. Sales of romance novels are more than a third of all the popular fiction sold, the largest share. Does this huge market mean that women are hungry for the romance they're missing in real life? Is it the sexual content, or is it both? Now, maybe you're thinking, but Dr. Susan, didn't the women's movement mean that we were equal to men? So shouldn't we take the initiative and the risks in love in an equal way? Now, let's stop and think about that question for a minute. Why would we want to make decisions based on what we should do, on political correctness, instead of our own unique feelings? Expecting women to ignore their emotions is really denying our individuality. The women's movement was actually about your individuality, not simply saying that women and men were the same. Gloria Steinem defines a feminist as anyone who recognizes the equality and full humanity of women and men. Your feelings matter. Feminism isn't the problem, it's how we translate it. We just threw away one set of rules women should wait for a man to call, ask us out, and plan the dates, and we accepted this other set of rules, women should be just like men. But both of those deny our own unique emotional needs. If this feels at all familiar to you, then it might be time for you to learn how to be your own brand of sexy. That means figuring out what you want, what works for you as an individual, and what approaches will help you to achieve your relationship goals, whatever they may be. Being your own brand of sexy is all about determining what your dating or relationship standards are so that you say yes to what you want and no to what you don't want, and it just comes naturally. Maybe Pam was interested in Stephen, but she didn't recognize the huge advantage you have when you wait for a man to ask you out. You find out whether he's really interested in you. Even if he's a good man, when you do all the work, you're basically telling him, you don't have to work very hard to get me. So big surprise, he doesn't work hard. He takes you for granted, and the relationship leaves you wanting more. Do men take you for granted? Would you like to be pursued by men a little bit more? The first thing you need to realize is that it's really okay to want that. If you want to learn to change this, start with baby steps. Practice on men you aren't that interested in. Don't worry if you aren't sure if you can do this yet. You've signed up for me to send you my weekly secrets and tips, all about how to be your own brand of sexy. I'm going to be sending you a lot more information in the coming weeks to make this process a whole lot easier for you. We're going to start shifting your mindset so that you start to think more about what you want from men. And I'll show you how to get it. Please leave a comment below or shoot me an email. Let me know if this problem sounds familiar to you or not. What steps do you want to take next to transform your love life? I'm so excited for you to transform your love life forever. Are you ready to be your own brand of sexy?